Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you don't want to listen to me ramble throughout this video, then you can scrub along the timeline and you'll find the screenshots at the end. I understand if you do, because although this is a smaller house compared to the other small houses I've made on this channel, I've decided to include all parts of the build and not really cut as much, like the landscaping and some finishing touches that I do at the end. So if you're not interested in listening to me ramble and seeing those kinds of stuff, then like I said, you can scrub along the timeline and you'll find the screenshots at the end. This is so far my favorite story-driven build. I think I say that for all the other story-driven builds I've made, and I think I'll continue to say that as I move forward with each episode, but I really like this one. I saw concept art for a hut or something of that nature on Pinterest that was made or shared in ArtStation. I'll link everything down below, or I'll link it down below, and it just really inspired me to make it. Actually, I had it pinned like months ago when I first started my YouTube channel. I had like a series of photos that I wanted to recreate here on The Sims, and I had it stored in my mood board for like a while, and I was just rummaging through it the other day and I saw it, and I just felt really inspired when I saw it. I maybe wasn't so interested in making or recreating it when I initially saw it months ago, because I didn't know I could do it. Like I hadn't really played with the tool mod yet, and since I've done the airplane house and the tiny hut build, I thought, you know what, I can recreate this kind of house on The Sims now, and I'm more confident with my abilities. Hence, I decided to make it, and now I have made it. I have a list of houses that I have saved on my Notion that are like pending to be built and pending to be edited. But this was out of whim. I tried to see if I could do it at first before I decided that I will include it in my list of things to do for the channel. And when I started building it earlier this week, I was like, oh, I feel like I want to finish this within the day, because it is a small house. And when I progressed little by little and I saw my progression, I just felt like finishing it. So here it is. And other than the flooring that's needed for the second floor and the third floor of the house, there aren't really any roofings and walls for this particular build. It's all recreated or created together with me using the live edit objects in-game and the tool mod to manipulate them, like what I'm doing right now. I personally love using the tool mod because it allows me to create so many things that I normally can't recreate with the build set or build commands that are in-game. Although The Sims 4 is the superior builder, there's still some limitations you wish didn't exist, but you understand why it exists. So Twisted Maxi and his mod is just a godsend for people like me who like making story-driven builds. And with this particular build, my narrative was, this is a woodworker's treehouse. Let's say there's this dude or girl that was so against capitalism and consumerism, they decided that I'll go live somewhere far from the city, far from civilization, and just live my days there. I actually had so much fun with this build that while I was testing it with my Steve the Tester sim, I decided to make a rich family, a family of 8, where they are very rich. They have their own mansion in Brittleton Bay, a mansion that I got off from the gallery, and I did some like cheats with it to make the father really rich and stuff like that. But then he has a strained relationship with his son. His son is like this freegan type sim who just is so against their lifestyle and decided to move out and live his life here. And I'm having so much fun with that sim that I decided to do the Super Sim Challenge. I think you have to start the sim as a child, but since I had so much fun creating the narrative and making those other sims, I decided to just turn it into a challenge and max out all his skills using this lot and expand it as he or she progresses. You'd think it's not expandable, but it is if you're not against using those huts that I've used to make rooms. I think I got it from the Jungle Adventure pack, so you can make little micro rooms around the area or around the lot and place activity items or whatever items you want to use as you progress with the game. You can also use this lot as like a stepping stone for you to learn how to use the tool mod. It can look daunting at first, but once you learn it and get a hold of it, it's a really fun skill or tool to have in your arsenal, especially if you're a builder. It just allows you to, like what I said earlier, do a lot more than you can with the build commands that you have in game. And you can use it by expanding this house with the tiny hut thing that I used from Jungle Adventure. By like, let's say with the one you can see from the right side of the house, I have like a tiny outhouse there. You can add another one to the left of the house or to the back of the house. And it's as simple as just resizing the hut to a certain like level and then adding those wood thingies that you can find from the live edit menu in game. And another mod that you should probably download if you want to use the tool mod is the Better Build by mod by Twisted Mexi as well. It just helps categorize all the live edit and debug items better, and you can find them better so you don't have to like rummage through all the menu items, all the objects. It's just a big time saver and allows you to not really stress over building as much. Moving on with the build itself, it can look kind of impractical to live in, but I love it for my personal use case. And although there are walls, and when you look into the walls or when you look, let's say zoom in, it doesn't fade as normal walls do, but it's a small enough space and there's enough opening in it that it's not really a problem gameplay wise. And when I play my games, I normally just click on the mood that's in trouble or that's low, and they just interact with any object that helps them level or increase or make that mood better than it was. So let's say he needs to go take a shower. I just click on the shower moodlet thing and then he goes and takes a shower. And because the lot is small, there's not like three other bathrooms for him to choose from, so he just showers in that one particular area, and it makes it easy and it's not that difficult. Also, with regards to the whole off-the-grid living type house, I always have a hard time finding kitchens for it because I feel like the options are limited. So I decided to go with the country kit stuff. I wasn't really planning on using it, but it just really fits with the aesthetic of the house, hence I used it. And I hope or wish we have more grill options that look very off the grid like. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, decided to use this one. And with regards to the shower also, I changed it to this one because again, it fits with the narrative of the build, and you just heard me talk about off the grid looking stuff, and the shower, to me, it looks very off the grid, at least to what I think off the grid living looks like. I mean, I know there's like glamping versions of it or glamorous versions of it, but this was the narrative I had in mind and it fits in perfectly. Moving on, I'm going to remind you for the nth time that I had so much fun making these walls out of the tool mod and the live edit objects. It's the kind of ingenuity that I like. I'm not saying I'm a genius when it comes to making houses in The Sims, but the options that you have when you use the tool mod and you're open to exploring the live edit objects, it's nice. And hopefully when the devs improve on Sims 4, because I don't see us getting the Sims 5 anytime sooner, they have us builders in mind and make more live edit objects that can be used for stuff like this. I don't know. Hopefully gameplay also improves. That's why I like making houses on The Sims, because gameplay wise, The Sims 4 is pretty boring, and I really do wish there is more stuff for us to do in game, but unlike The Sims 3 and unlike The Sims 2, there isn't much, so I always just lean towards me making a house and not really play in them as much as I'd like. Hopefully with this one, with the Super Sim that I made, I'm more engaged with it and I don't get bored after like what, 2 days of playing it or maybe a week of playing it. I don't know. That's my issue. I've actually done some generational type saves, but I don't really end up finishing it. I mean, that's the whole point of a generational save, is you don't really finish it, you just make more family members. But I just don't really get past the first family or the second family. There's nothing really multi-generational about my save files because I get really bored of it, and I just end up trying to find a way to build another house like I'm doing right now. So I'm always impressed with those type of simmers who can just follow their sims. They're like old and have 6 grandchildren. I think there is some sense of accomplishment with those kinds of things. I can't relate, but it's impressive to me when I get to see those people, especially some generational simmers out there who are just like, there's so many branching storylines. Like I think with the James Turner one, the Fitzpatrick Big Wallet, the Big Wallet series. It's just so impressive how many sims have come from that like initial gameplay, or that initial sim, Lady Big Wallet. I remember him doing the warehouse museum type build. It is just so impressive. It just allows you to just expand the story so much further. It's like a cinematic universe, or it's like his own Big Wallet cinematic or YouTube cinematic universe, which is, it's fun. I haven't followed it in a while now, but I think he's still doing it. James Turner, formerly known as the Sim Supply, is still doing it. So I wish I can also I have that level of engagement or concentration to do such things, but I don't. Hence, I end up making houses on The Sims all the time. I do have one generational save where I think I reached like the 4th family. I don't know what you really call it. The 4th generation. But anyways, it was in The Sims 3, and that was like early 2010s. I think I just had more time to do those kind of stuff. Hence, I had one. It was pretty fun. I think the whole open world aspect just made it more engaging, and the careers are more fleshed out, and the things that you can just do are endless. The more like odd things that you can do to your sim is just endless in The Sims 3 compared to The Sims 4. So I always had fun with my generational saves, or generational family members is what I think you called them. But anyways, back to the build. The reason why this video is longer than my other smaller house builds is because I show the entirety of the landscaping, I think, or most of it. I think it was important to show it since it is a big part of the build. It is a tree house, or is an off-the-grid tree house, and there it is, me trying to place foliage. I don't think by any means I'm any good at landscaping. I hope to get better at it as I progress with this YouTube channel, because it's a nice thing to have in your arsenal if you know how to like make the outside or the facade of your house a little better, less generic than other houses you find in the gallery with interesting flowering, is what I think you call it, or is what I'll call it. But I will stick with what I know as of now, and hopefully you find it nice and interesting enough for you to download the game, or not download the game, but download this build and enjoy it for yourself. I actually don't know if people are interested in these kinds of houses, but I enjoy making them, and if I don't really like making something, it doesn't get done. So it's important that I find the project interesting. Like everything with life, if you're not interested in it, it's just a harder thing to do. And this channel is just it's done for passion purposes. I really just like making things. So if I don't like what I'm doing, if I'm forced to do this and that, not like anyone's asking me to do so, I'm not gonna have fun with it. Anyways, you just saw me place these fine looking things on the treehouse. That's from Jungle Adventure, and I love that pack so much because of all the build items and all the gameplay aspects. I know Selva Dorada is repetitive and boring as like after 2 tries or 2 goes at it, but when it first came out, compared to the other packs we had during that time, I personally loved it because, like I've said in the past, it forces me into a narrative that I have to follow, and me not being really a gameplay driven simmer, more of a builder, I find those like being forced to do something gameplay things very fun to do. So yeah. Anyways, I'll keep on yapping because the screenshots are here. So yeah, this is the end of the speed build. I'm now just showing off the house itself. If you're here because you skipped to the end, hello! This is the exterior of the house. If you like laundry, like I do, here's a laundry set for you to do laundry with your sim. These are the vines that I was just talking about, a little pond for you to fish and improve your fishing skill or whatnot. Another shot of the exterior with the outhouse of the house with the shower and the toilet. A shot of the mailboxes, although only one works, and a shot of the toilet area or shower area or outhouse area. Anyways, here's a shot of the kitchen with all the dilapidated looking items. Not dilapidated, but second-hand items, all that you can ask for an off-the-grid looking type house. Another glorious screenshot of the kitchen with a glorious perspective, of course, and a shot of the workers area with the woodworking table and the candle table and that Selva Dorada item for you to when you scavenge stuff, and a shot of the mezzanine with the painting if you want to improve your painting skill. Also a shot of the bedroom. I mean, I'm just dictating what you can see, but yeah, those are the things that you can see. Anyways, this is the end of the build. Hope you like it. You can download it in the gallery and have fun with it. So with that done, hope you're having a great day wherever you may be, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.